Hi guys, today I want to talk to you about quality. So far and again, each one of these things that I'm talking about each day might take you about a week to just live there for a little while and then start to bring in the next phase. Everybody's a little bit different, everybody's starting from a different place. So just do keep that in mind. If you feel like I'm going a little fast, some people might feel like I'm going a little slow. So what I want to talk to you today is about quality. So you already have an awareness now of where you're eating, where you maybe overconsume, maybe where you underconsume. I underconsume my purple all the time. This is the one that I really pay a lot of attention to as far as making sure I get just the right amount and not too much. And this is always quality, always complex for me. So I want to talk a little bit more about what you're putting in. Using the recipes from the website, like I said, that's my go-to when I'm working with people, is just to start there, because the math, everything is already done for you. But now you don't have to just live there. So as you start to transition, you really want to look at what it is that you're putting into your containers. You've been measuring, you're all balanced. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the containers and just how to do a little bit of label reading and some things to consider. So let's take our red container. And yogurt is something that a lot of people are using as one of their proteins. I have here some organic Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt is what you want to choose. You do want Greek, you do want organic, any dairy you want organic. This is non-GMO, so I'm looking for things that those things are very important. But what this is it still is vanilla, and so it still is going to have sugar added. So this, not that this is a bad choice. A bad choice would be your Yoplait. You know, whatever already has the fruit added in, and it's regular yogurt, and if it's all zero everything, but yet they've added all these chemicals in to make it taste better. That you avoid. So really, taking some plain yogurt, and what I like to do is, because I'm just not much of a fruit eater, this is a way I can get my fruit in me. I'll scoop out I buy from Costco, I buy the frozen organic mixed berries. I will scoop my container out of the frozen berries. I put them in my microwave on defrost for 2 minutes. And then what I'll do is I will add my yogurt. And you probably won't use a whole thing of yogurt. I mean, that's a lot of yogurt. So measure that out. Maybe it's just going to be a half. And put that into your berries. What happens is the berries, the juice of them from being frozen, that natural sugar, that natural sweetness is going to sweeten your yogurt, because plain yogurt by itself is kind of nasty. One thing that I'll also do, why I have this in my fridge, is I will put mostly the plain yogurt, and then I'll put 1 little spoon of vanilla and mixed in just to kind of cut it, to add a little bit of sweetness. Now, I'm pretty particular about my grains. I make my own granola. So I know all the ingredients, what's in it. I don't use oil. I use a little bit of honey to bind it, and I dry it instead of bake it. So I'll measure out this, and I'll put that, and it's an awesome treat. I mean, I'm not really a dessert person, but that'd be breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, yogurt, fresh berries. And so I've got organic berries, I've got some good Greek yogurt, versus the other stuff that already has the stuff added. Now, let's look a little bit about with our fats. Having raw nuts, and not buying like the Costco bag of trail mix that has it's roasted in oil, and it's got salt added and a bunch of M&Ms in there. I like to buy my own raw nuts, and I just keep them in mason jars. So I have raw pumpkin seeds here, and I typically have raw almonds and raw cashews, but they're all gone right now. I gave them to my daughter this weekend when she was home and back to college. What I do, and I have several recipes and I can share them on here, is I roast my own. So I will soak them in lime juice, soak the raw nuts or seeds in lime juice for several hours, then I just strain them, put them on a baking sheet, and then I bake them, and I sprinkle some salt. Also with my pumpkin seeds, I will use other flavors. You could with the almonds as well. I use other flavors, so I've got some cilantro ranch. I've got some Jamaican spice. We have excellent spices. I like to make my own spice blends all the time. I buy my spice by the bulk, and I make my own spice blends. Some of them are my go-tos. I have them all the time, and then I might branch out and try something new. Super easy to make, and they make really good gifts as well. So with that, I mean, going natural, going raw, it's really easy to add flavor to things. Really simple and easy by yourself, and that's in my other groups and my Tiny Health Tips. That if you follow me on Facebook, I do a lot of that, a lot of recipe sharing and stuff. Okay, so now we're going to talk about just go to kind of processed food stuff. I've got two different jars. I've got Prego, traditional, and then I have the Bertolli organic olive oil, basil, and garlic. It is, again, organic, and it's non-GMO. So right there on the label, if I'm going to buy a jar, this is the better choice than this. Let me just tell you that this, when you're getting these things, it's not this. Although this might be the healthier choice, there's so much sugar in these things and other stuff. So you really, there's preservatives and blah blah blah. So yeah, going with the organic and the non-GMO. The ingredients here, just in half a cup serving here. Both of them have, actually this has 70 calories and this has 80 calories. I don't really pay that much attention to that. But so this has fewer calories, so this is going to be more attractive to somebody. Somebody's going to count this, they're going to look at this, they're going to go right to number of calories, and 10 calories less than this one, I'm going with this one. Although tomatoes is one of the dirty dozen, so you always want to buy organic. But when I look at the number of carbs, when I look at sugars, 10 grams of sugar in half a cup. 10 grams of sugar in half a cup. That's a couple teaspoons. 4 grams per teaspoon. That's 2.5 teaspoons of sugar in half a cup. Whereas this one has 6. So in half a cup, there's 1.5 teaspoons of sugar, even in this organic, non-GMO spaghetti sauce. Or in 10 minutes or less, you can, it's kind of sloppy looking here, make your own marinara. I have several recipes. This one I just made in the pan. I mean, literally, you just throw the stuff in. This has no sugar in it, and it's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. So the quality of your ingredients, this wasn't faster. It wasn't better. And even if it does take you 5 more minutes to open up a can, and then it really, those little things matter. It takes about 28 different vitamins and minerals just to metabolize your carbohydrates, your fat, and your protein, your macronutrients. So if you aren't sourcing your food and finding those in all of the rainbow, the colors, and adding more variety to what you're eating every day, then you aren't even, if you're just looking at your macronutrients and counting calories, you've got to move on to more. You've got to change it up. So this is, I'm going to move on here. So this, the yellow is typically the hardest container for people, the carbs, starches. So you're used to consuming more. So I'm having this marinara for dinner tonight with some roasted veggies. I'm kind of tapped out on my yellow though. I've already consumed all of it, or I really want to have some of that granola on my berries and my yogurt tonight. I want to have that for dessert. So what can I do? Spaghetti squash. So spaghetti squash with this, it's delicious, and it will replace, so you can substitute then. So now's the time to start to look at what you're doing, and I'm overdoing it here. How can I still have a bunch of this left for the day, and how can I find a healthy alternative or substitute for maybe one of the other ones? And spaghetti squash is super easy to make. It's very versatile, and everyone in my family was shocked at how much they liked it. I can tell you, my family isn't always on my team. They kind of fight stuff, so they were pleasantly surprised. Okay, now this, I don't know why it was in my refrigerator. My husband and I were out of town for 5 days over a break, and I have 2 college children, and they were home. They're not children anymore. And somebody bought it. It hasn't even been opened, so I don't know what. But this is complete crap, poison. Skim milk, cane sugar, water, corn syrup, I'm not even going to read artificial, natural, blah, 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 words I can't pronounce and don't even know what they are. So really not good, that flavored stuff. This is something that is an alternative. It's almond milk with some coconut in it. It's non-GMO. And which is really important, you guys. But this is almond milk and coconut cream. It does have pure cane sugar in it. It has 2 grams of sugar per serving, which is a tablespoon. So it's not great, but it's better than chemical stuff. Okay, so you got options. You have choices. What I'd like from you today is post underneath this video, what are your questions? What are the things, okay, Kelly, this is my favorite thing. What's a good substitute for that? I'm really struggling with getting this sucker filled. It's Wednesday now, and this is a 5-day group, and I want to know what your questions are. I can take you pretty deep with this, but this is just a 5-day introduction. And so at this point, I really, for the next couple days, then I can really target the learning to the people that are in this group right now. Okay, so please post your questions below. If you've got a question about that, I can guarantee somebody else does too. So you're helping them out by posting first. I hope this was helpful, and I really want to thank you for being part of this group, and I hope you had a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.